Greetings, fellow Dagorans, and
We are back!
we're back. We've returned.
Sorry about not telling you that we was going to have a little break due to holidays and...
We're back from the dead. We have died and we have been reborn.
Truth be told, I went to France, Connor went to Ireland. Shit happens. We have
Yeah.
families. We can't say no. They paid.
Yeah. So yeah, we were away. So we had like a couple of
Sorry,
weeks
Dutch-
off,
Sorry, Dutch Gamer, I know you're upset and you missed us dearly.
and all of our fans. But
All 105 of them. We have done it. We have reached 100 subs. A month ahead of where I wanted to. I said January-ish time. So I said, Connor, I want to get 100 subscribers before we go to Eurogamer, which is September. And he said, never. You didn't think you'd get nowhere near it.
no, I didn't. Well, because of at the time all three of you out there, they didn't give me much faith. And so
You did, and well, thank you. So keep on subscribing, and I'm going to predict it 1,000 subscribers by February next year. Said
next. Okay.
20 February. Gotta be optimistic. Gotta be optimistic.
I'm sorry.
Okay, 500. 500.
Oh, he's already lowering. Well,
500 to 1,000. Called it.
anyway, well, what was yeah. What I'm going to say first is like we're going to skip the questions from the fellow Dagorans this week because
That'll be a separate thing on Sunday.
it is. We're going to do a separate episode on Sunday because the overwhelming 27 questions that we have received from Wikia. I think we actually got a couple on our Gmail. I think we got a couple of voice questions.
Oh, did we? Did we get one? I'm looking
think
at.
we
I haven't
did.
been on Gmail for bloody ages.
I think we did.
Connor's the person who annoyed us. Let's have a look.
I think we
Each
did.
one.
I'm not too sure, but we've definitely got a lot on our Wikia, and we've got 4 or 5 on YouTube, and I got a couple on Reddit as well. So we've got a nice few questions for the Q&A on Sunday, but because of the massive amount of news, we want to keep a good around about 45-minute episode, which is kind of what we've been doing the past 4 or 5 times we've done an episode. So we're going to keep it at that length. So this is just going to be strictly news and discussion, and we're going to do.
We are back. Wow.
And we're going to do a special community episode, like I said before. Yeah. So, should we start off with the major news, George?
For major news, or should we say that in a couple of times? Let them.
Well, I think. Should we say the major news in the part that I've got a little bit down below on?
Okay.
You have to hang on. Cliffhanger. You have to watch. So all the people who
Hey,
just want to.
don't blame us. Everyone else does it. Every
Well-
TV show does it.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you the big thing at the start.
Yeah. Well, the news that we got this week, we've got the major news, which you'll find out later. There's a bit of stuff from Comic-Con that happened, and little bits of info, a few Q&As to go over, and few creatures being added that a few people have been excited about. Few more stuff into the books, more insight into the development, and a few magazine articles. Which magazine articles is usually the general gist of what we get, but there's a lot of Q&As. Michael DePlatia kind of answered a shit ton of questions at Comic-Con, and he answered some stupid ones, but he gave us some good bits of info.
This game linked with Lord Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. So Comic-Con happened. Yeah. There was a panel, but and the main thing that really happened was an hour Q&A with Michael DePlatia and the fans on the Wikia and people on the trailer, where the Q&A happened the day before the actual panel. Because on the panel there wasn't really any new info that come out. When on the panel on the trailer, the guy, when he said like, "Oh, we're going to take some fan questions," the first question that he got was, the guy said, "What pre-order bonuses are there?" And I just face palmed because I was thinking, look up, for fuck's sake, we got a weekly show and we discussed this like last week. So then
It is. You get people Dark Rider, isn't it?
the Dark Ranger.
Dark Ranger. Have they announced any limited edition yet?
Yes, there have, but that will come later on.
Okay, I have not looked over the script.
You can tell how planned we are when we come to doing the show.
No, Connor's planned. I'm just there for a ride.
Yeah.
I'm there just to put input. That's what most of these are. Like movie talk. Connor does all the shit. I'm just there to put my input.
Yeah.
Connor's the organised one. I'm the lazy one.
Yeah, well, a few new bits are in there is that Lady Galadriel is not just a cameo appearance; she's actually a character that you're going to meet and talk to in the story. So, if you don't know,
Will the voice actor be the same from Lord of the Rings?
no, it's not.
Okay.
It's the same one from who's playing Lady Marwen, who's the witch girl from in all the trailers. And if you don't know who Lady Galadriel is, she's the one in Lorien. Do you know George, the one who was in the Fellowship who was like a dark yet beautiful settlement of the earth?
She only gave all the presents.
Yeah,
Ooh, I know something.
yeah.
I'm
And,
getting more and more knowledge of Lord of the Rings. The Star series is making me a bit more knowledge than we're watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And so, so she's actually going to be a character that you meet and talk to, which a lot of people were not expecting, because, I don't know, she's not seems like the character that's going to kind of exactly walk into Mordor and go like, hey, I'm going to talk to this random ranger. So, we'll see how that works out. The next in the Q&A was that there was asked whereabouts in game development are you, and he said they're pretty much done with the game as it is, and it's kind of now it's just like testing the game and bug fixing and stuff like that.
Polishing.
Kind of polishing. So it's good that they're kind of preparing. Well,
It's kind of like July or September.
about
October,
2 months, just less than 2 months till it comes out.
Yeah.
So
They'll finish the game and start like hyping the shit out of it, so people get hyped for it.
yeah. So they all seem, well, with all the reviews that they've been getting from E3 and that, they're fairly confident with it, and it seems to be a good stage. They're not exactly rushing the game out the door. Like, they brought the release date forward, for fuck's sake, and after being with games that are always pushing it back, Watch Dogs, Elder Scrolls Online, it's good to get that.
A lot of games have been pushed back. Like first, that Battlefront's been pushed back to like the same time as the Star Wars movie comes out. Coincidence.
Yeah.
Evolved's been pushed back.
Dragon Age Inquisition's been pushed back.
Yeah, but pushback's never really an issue. Watch Dogs should be pushed back a little bit more, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So should the SO. Because I'd rather have a game what's finished and polished than a game what's not.
Yeah, and it says they seem confident with it. So
What we've seen, and there's been quite some gameplay footage out there. It looks pretty
done.
It
Yeah.
looks like they're proud of the game. They're not like hiding their gameplay away. Like
No.
yes, they did. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you showed some snippets of gameplay.
Yeah,
This is like here's a 30-minute playthrough. Here's all this. Here's all our gameplay mechanics and stuff.
yeah. This is kind of they're showing it off for what it is, and they're not like doing little cinematics. They're actually showing battles, what you're going to be facing yourself, which shows how good the game I believe is going to be. It's not kind of tucked away in a corner going like, you can do this, but here's a cinematic showing how it's going to happen. Then in the game you go into it and it's something completely different.
I'm sure we know, but is there a set time length for the storyline? Do we know yet?
More will come, George, in the later of the episode. We'll
For God's
talk about.
sake, I have not looked over this fucking script.
We'll talk about it, and like he also got asked a question about the Assassin's Creed, like link comparison, and he didn't seem not comfortable. Like he didn't seem like off put at all. He didn't go like the player. He just kind of took it in his stride and went like, well, there was inspiration from other games, but it was mainly Arkham Knight that they got the inspiration from, not Assassin's Creed, because he said Arkham Knight's more of the sneaky action game with the climbing mechanics that they were kind of going for instead of like the Assassin's Creed free jumping kind of thing. So that's what he said in the interview. And plus, with Monolith being owned by Warner Brother Games, there's no kind of riff-raff to kind of come with it. And if you don't know what riff-raff means, it kind of means like messing around, hassle, arguments with company
Beef.
kind of thing. Yeah, beef. If you, yeah,
If you're a chav.
yeah.
It means like, because they're from the same company, it's expected.
Mm.
It's like when a director makes two things, you can see the influence between the two things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like it's not a surprise that even you said, George, a few weeks ago that it looks more like the Batman Arkham games than it does the Assassin's Creed games with the fighting style.
I literally see very little Assassin's Creed nowadays.
Yeah. Whereas before in that pre-alpha,
It did look very like it. The sneaking and stuff did look like it, but
yeah. But it was more, as we got more info and Shin seen more info in the game and more different aspects, it seems more into its own than it does an Arkham remake or an Assassin's Creed remake. You do see little tiny aspects. But saying that though, you can kind of see little tiny aspects from any other game in there if you look hard enough. But
all games got influence in end of.
yeah,
It just happens because if a game without influences or inspiration is going to be shit. Just failed it.
yeah, and there's a new on the panel that they released a new Comic-Con trailer called the Wraith trailer, and it shows a piece of Gollum's storyline, and Gollum's story kind of shows them. It shows Gollum into a cave because he likes chilling in caves, and then he's asked about where's Sauron, what's he up to, what's he doing. So it's showing that like Gollum is kind of being an important, well, a critical part in the story. So say like you're going to kind of go to Gollum, get info about what Sauron's doing, what his forces are doing, because he's just been, if you don't know, he's been captured and spoiled and tortured and shit like that, which you should know if you've seen the Lord of the Rings films. And so he's kind of giving all the information to Talion. Don't know if it's by torture or anything. We have to play the game, but seeing more into Gollum is good because he's a loved character, very much so. What do you think, George, about seeing Gollum's story? Like it's like a little piece of his story in the game.
Good, so good. It depends if I do it correctly. It should be good.
Yeah, like I said in every episode that we've talked about film characters, don't overdo it. Like it's good to have a bit of a cameo, but don't be like don't over force it on them. So say like you're seeing them all the time, kind of thing.
We literally started from the beginning. Like this is not a movie game. It's a game based in this world of a movie, aren't there?
Yeah, and the major news I think would be good to kind of go on with now because it come along in this trailer that we know who the Wraith is.
We do.
All this speculation has been going on since January. Who's the Wraith is connected to? Who's the guy? Is it Isildur? Yada bloody yada. It is not Isildur. It is not the Witch King of Angmar. It is not the King of Rune. It is Celebrimbor, who is a Noldorin priest and is the last house of Feanor, left in Middle-earth and ruler of the Second Age realm of Eregion, and the Forger of the Rings of Power. I'm gonna put that in English. A Noldorin priest means an ancient elvish priest, so he's an old elf before he became a wraith. The last house of Feanor, if anyone's read the Silmarillion, you'll know who Feanor is. Feanor was the guy who helped. What?
I know. I think I know Feanor.
I've told you that before. He helped make the 3 elvish rings and kept on bugging Galadriel and Gandalf and all that. And so no, not Gandalf. Gandalf wasn't even there then. And he made the 3 rings: rings of Ire, which is the ring of fire, the ring of cooling, and the ring of flame. And they're kind of all coming together. And there's 3 people that hold them, and he helped make them along with his son Celebrimbor. And when Feanor died, he became the leader of Eregion, which is like the northeastern part of Middle-earth, like just to the north of Rune. So like he's kind of in that northern area, and he was one of the kings when he got the 7 rings. So then they're one of the 9 rings, so that they all got them and put them on and stuff, and then yeah, they become wraiths. And then, so he's like, he's kind of like key. He's not really key. His dad's more key in the Silmarillion, but he's in it. He's like in it a little bit. So like he's got like a not I wouldn't say he's an average wraith. Like he's one that I don't think a lot of people would have heard of. Like, did you hear of him, George, before?
No. Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Well, he's a wraith, so he's bad. He's a servant of Sauron.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so all the wraiths are kind of been turned bad, whereas before they were either bad or good. But Feanor was kind of a bad guy, so well he was he was a bad guy, and so yeah, so like his son, the kind of family's kind of fucked up really. So like, it was good to see. It's good to see, but it's a big spoiler in my eyes.
Mm.
Like it's kind of
makes our life easier though, instead of people asking us who's the wraith.
Yeah.
So
It does, but like, I don't know. I prefer it to be found out organically in the game, if you know what I mean. Like during the beginning, I think it's too big of a piece of information to release. Yeah, but the 80% of people that were saying Isildur were wrong. I knew it wouldn't be Isildur. I said to you, George, it will not be Isildur.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Isildur. It was Celebrimbor. So yeah, cherish that piece of information. You can follow Celebrimbor if you want. He's in the Lord of the Rings films along with the Nine, but they all look the same, so you won't be able to tell which one's which. So yeah, that's that kind of big. That was the major news, and the biggest spoiler in the game, I would say. That's the biggest one I think I've heard pushed out by any game following before. To be honest with you, but I think it's bad news that they released it. But what you gonna do?
Fair point.
Yeah, and we see that there's more pre-order bonuses that are going to be coming out. That you're going to be getting other skins other than the Dark Ranger skin when you pre-order the game. So like well, let me see what one of the wing skins is. There's the Captain of the Watch character skin. That was one of them that's listed. But apparently there's going to be a few different skins that is going to be given to you. Apparently because of the great demand for outfits on the wiki page. Because apparently a lot of people want them. So yeah. Do you think skins are good, George? Do you think it's a good way to go about it?
I'm not bothered really at all. But more customization gives you an option. Oh well.
Yeah. It's like anything. It's like hairdos in Grand Theft Auto. You're not really that bothered, but they're there. It's good to see that they're there. Some people really enjoy them, some people don't.
Some of them are funny though in GTA. You can be the bloody raccoon if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, and in a different Q&A with Michael Deplatier, he said the main story can be completely ignored. Do you want to comment on this?
They're going a very Skyrim-y way there.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. I mean, the game will last longer if you wanted to. So that means a second playthrough, you can just like fuck the main story side quest.
Yeah.
That's what you can do. You could really do it at Skyrim, couldn't you? Like you can just say, oh, I know a lot of people do this in Skyrim on Reddit and stuff. They just say, fuck, we've done it for the main story before, and we just ignore it and just do the like role playing different scenarios and stuff.
Yeah. Like an example. Well, I'm going to say first that reading this piece of information out gives me a bit of a boner. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm happy with this. Like you're not forced to go straight in. You can do what you want, and like
it's very sandbox.
Yeah, unlike I'm gonna be honest. Ever since playing Skyrim, I kind of think I've been playing games wrong. If you know what I mean. Like I don't just focus on the main story. I just kind of want to do kind of like what I want to do. If you know what I mean. Whereas like beforehand, you're kind of driven into that story.
I think that's a very.
It's
That's a very true thing. It's a good thing to do. Like,
yeah.
Assassin's Creed, most of the time, I'm not doing fucking quests. I'm just going around fucking killing Templars because I like killing Templars.
Yeah.
I like trying to jump and kill them in different ways. And
exactly.
Like, it's like Need for Speed Most Wanted is a perfect example of this, what I used to do. Most Wanted is on PS2. I never actually played the game. I just got the cops on. See, me and my mate used to have a challenge on how long we could keep the cops on for us and how much bounty we could get.
Yeah.
It's so fucking fun. And when you can do games your own way, when you can make them your own, they are so much more fun.
Exactly, like
when you can do, I want to fancy doing that today. You can do that. It's more of a, it makes it more of a game you can go back to, if you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
you're not forced. Oh, I gotta do this quest. Like some games can do that perfectly right. Like The Last of Us, for example, is a very linear game, but at the same time, it's kind of weird. The Last of Us, but you're forced to do the main quest. There's no doubt about that, but it's an amazing game. But now and then you want a game where you can just do what the fuck you want when you want, and Shadow Mordor doing this is always a good thing, because even if you don't like that, you can still do a single play, but it gives you an option for people who just like doing it for what they want, can do what they want.
Exactly. Like an example where I can give where games get better is like back in the day, with World of Warcraft. In that time, I didn't like roam around and do what I wish. I used to just do quests and more quests, and just keep on doing quests and quests and quests and quests. And then when I got out of World of Warcraft, I went to Fable 2, and I kind of kept the same way in mind, just quest and all that kind of stuff. And I just I kind of kept that way until really I've kind of played Skyrim, and it kind of encourages you, and really Grand Theft Auto 4 to kind of encourage you to go out and do what you want and have fun. And then I've recently, literally I just started playing Fable 2 again just the other day, and I've done like 3 quests, which is like the starting ones to get. Then you can go out and do what you want. And I've kind of been walking around and getting jobs as a blacksmith and shit like that. And then like buying a house and stuff. And like it's so much more enjoyable because you can kind of and doing parts.
So you like happy? You like happy and
I do actually.
I don't mind it. Sometimes I do. Like I remember, for example, when I got bored, I was waiting for you. I was like, did press ups, and when every time I did a press up, I typed in 1, 2. I did like 31, and people just like, what the fuck you doing, mate? I'm like, I'm getting hench, and stuff like that. But most time I do like just getting on with quests.
Yeah, like you can do that. Like the days when you don't want to do a story, like when, like to be honest, like Assassin's Creed, like you can. Well, no, I'm not going to use Assassin's Creed. I'm going to use Infamous. Like I played a bit of that which you've lended me, George, to play. Like when I played a bit of that, when I went on it, I felt obliged to go with the story, and not to kind of do what I wish.
And the Infamous was an alright game, but it's nowhere near as good as hype.
No.
2 games have been let down this year. Watch Dogs and Infamous.
Yeah, it's like when I was if I wanted to go and play the story, then I'd go on it. But let's say like if I just wanted to go on a game to have fun, I'd probably go on Watch Dogs, because like I do find myself dipping into that, like, do you know, like at night time, like when I've just finished but I don't want to go to sleep and I don't really want to watch a TV show, I'll just go on it and like get a cops on me and do a police chase or something like that.
I love doing that. I always like doing that. That's like kind of, that's good getting Templars on you.
Exactly. Like
sometimes you just want to kill shit and make a racket.
And do something fun, and then like Shadow Mordor's doing that completely.
But you gotta save before you do it.
Yeah. Like, well, or if you don't want to save, you can do it. You can risk going into jail and try and break it now. Have you ever broke out of jail in Skyrim?
No, not
It's
really.
so much fun. There's 2 ways to do it. There's the way to go out the door and try and sneak out, or go down the alley and out that way, and then people don't know you've escaped, and then you got to try and nick your stuff back. It's fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, so like, it's so much better. Plus, when they're always saying that this is going to be like the real first open Lord of the Rings game, this is going to be the first real open Lord of the Rings game. Like, this is just adding to it so much more that you can kind of delve into every depth of Mordor. And plus, they've introduced an interactive map, which is not really telling us anything. It's just telling us what Mordor looks like. I'll put the image on your screen now, and like you can explore every single region of this map that they've said. And you don't have to do the main story. You can kind of do what you want. If you're bored, you want to make this orc fight with this orc, you can go here, brawl, yeah, and just sit back and watch. That's kind of what good it is. But George's info that literally I just got up, do you know, like literally when we started it, because I saw it when I was reading the magazine article later on. That Michael DePlatte also said that the main story will take around 23 hours if you're taking your time. So that's like listening to every.
That's not bad.
Like listen to every piece of dialogue and stuff like that. So that's kind of the standard, isn't it? For like
standard is 25 hours. Like Last of Us is a 23-hour game and stuff like that. You can do it in a few days if you're addicted to it, but most people take a couple of weeks. Yeah. It's a standard. Plus, I can imagine you taking your time with it.
Oh yeah. Well, this isn't just. This is 23 hours of the main story. There's so much more side quests to do.
So I reckon it'll be a 100+ hour gameplay if you take your time, maybe. And I can presume there's going to be just DLC coming out with it, like extra quests and stuff. So
I hope, fingers crossed. Anyway, and so like that like when people go like, oh, that's 23 hours of the main story. That's 23 hours of the game. I'm thinking, no, that's a 23-hour bonus in my eyes. Like,
that is a standard for a single player game. It's better than Call of Duty because most Call of Duty gameplays you can do in one sitting. Like I did Modern Warfare in 5 hours. I did Modern Warfare 2 in like 6. I did Call of Duty 4 in like 5.
Yeah.
Them games, some of them were really good storylines, but way too short.
Well, like Fallout 3, you could do that in 18 minutes. Was it what that guy did?
Yeah, that's literally him skipping everything. He literally did no clips. He literally skipped like everything. He did no side quests. Fallout 3 is literally the same length as Skyrim. If you want, don't want to anything. But it's just people like shotgun and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, more great information that Michael DePlatte just keeps telling me. Like he also says that
Tell us, no one else.
telling us, but I feel like he's talking to me personally. But he also said you can complete the game without personally killing anyone. This doesn't mean without anyone dying. This means without you killing anyone.
So you mean you can control people to kill people?
Yeah. When he said first of all that you kind of are like wiping people out. You can do it. You can make other people do it. So you can again using the tactics to kill.
That'd be a good playthrough or something.
It would, and like, you'd probably try it out, but that's not going to be the hardcore mode. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, you'll probably do it. You probably find it extremely hard for like
It's
the
for
first.
difficulties.
Yeah, for like you find it extremely hard for like the first few hours, for like until you start upgrading a bit, and then when you start upgrading and start gaining a bit more power, then it probably get easier as it goes along. But yeah, wow, like I can't even comprehend how hard that would be.
I remember someone in Skyrim's completed Skyrim without killing a single thing.
Yeah, the Chinese guy, he was a pacifist.
So he didn't kill a single thing.
Yeah. Apparently, he was the fastest ever person to do his sneak up, the fastest ever. So because he's like an extreme pacifist and he hates violence and everything like that. He wouldn't fight anyone. Like, do you know all the brawling missions and that?
Yeah.
Like he'd just pay him gold instead. Like, because there's that option, but everyone just decides to brawl. Other than him, he's probably the only person who didn't. So that like my boner is just intensified with that piece of information. Like I gained one before, now it's like on the edge of orgasm.
God, Connor.
Yeah.
Just calm the fuck down, mate.
So Monolith Andy released a blog post on
Monolith Andy, our good friend.
Our good friend, like him. We talked to him on the it's more like an hourly basis now. Like the guy won't leave us alone. Like that. Yeah, we've told him to stay away. Like it's getting that close now. Yeah, that we're joking. Keep coming in, right? And well, he announced like it was a article called 5 Ways You Cannot Simply Walk into Mordor. As he said these are some of the Wraith abilities that you can use to kind of like do instead of just walking, and one of them is that you can leap extremely high, because fall damage does not hurt you or anything like that. With the Wraith abilities, you can jump like I think it said 2.5 times the size of the normal man. I think it said so, like a high jump, and with that you can always said no fall damage. Say like if you're getting attacked, do you know like if you're on a rooftop and you're getting fucked, you can just jump off and land and you'll be alright. Because you're a Wraith ability and shit like that. So, a couple of cool ones in there. What do you think of them, George? What do you think, firstly, of the leap?
It's cool.
It's cool.
Is this law abiding? Is that a thing people...
Yeah, like, they don't get fall damage. Well, the only damage that they get is, like, by sword or by, like, crushing blow. They don't get, like, damage from, like, falling or falling from a high. Like you could throw them off the Empire State Building and they could probably land the jump and be alright.
Can you imagine like someone trying to like, haha, push you over you to see my bottom, put his 2 fingers up at you like,
yeah.
Fuck you.
So yeah, do you think the dive that's kind of like an oh shit kind of move?
What is it? The dive,
like,
yeah?
The dive, like if you're like extremely high up, like on the tall tower and you're having a fight with a bunch of orcs and you're getting owned, you can just kind of like jump off it, and is one of your abilities and like survive the fall and like go on and fight another day.
If it does it right, that could be quite cool.
It could be like it's an oh shit kind of move, isn't it? Every game's got their oh shit kind of things.
Like, oh god, I can't deal with this. Like in Assassin's Creed, you just peg it, you just run.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
you run.
You just run for like 5 minutes and hiding in like a little bush and like, don't find me, don't find me, don't find me.
Yeah.
Down, walk past, straight past the thing guy, like, hey twat.
Yeah, like in Elder Scrolls Online, if you use a Nightblade, you've got that ability that makes you run faster, so you can just again sprint away from people and stuff like that.
Everything's got like a no shit moment.
Yeah. And
in FIFA, it's just the start button and then quit game.
Yeah.
just to that's it.
Yeah. Well, another one that you've got increased speed and agility. These are only things that you use when you're in Wraith mode, by the way.
Okay.
So like you can run 2 times the speed of a normal man, and your agility means that you can turn way faster than any other orc or
Crazy, I
man.
say wave after wave then.
No, way faster. So like you can run around corners quick. Again, good for getting away, but like I think it's mainly used for like an attack, say like on approach, like running into someone and like hitting and like striking them with your sword. You're gaining more damage. Like you get more damage like running into him because you're gaining more momentum, which is like is like real life. If you run in and if you say like you running and punch someone, you're getting more power than just standing there and punching it. Like anything. So like the abilities that you can gain through the Wraith ability, and they give you extra perks through damage, which is good, I suppose. Again, more encouraging ways to use the Wraith ability. Would you agree, George?
Yes, I think the Wraith ability is going to be a cool mode of it.
It is.
I wonder if it's possible to play the whole game without winning Wraith.
Well, that means no. Well, there's really no nemesis system. You're just running around killing people with your sword, as well, because the nemesis system requires you to take control of orcs with your.
It's possible.
It's probably possible, but God, it may be hard.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and all these are kind of like, do you know that you gain through upgrading as you upgrade, as you level up, you kind of like pick which Wraith abilities you want to unlock. Do you know, with them kind of like attribute points that was announced a few weeks ago. So they're all optional. So you could just you may not decide to upgrade your Wraith abilities, but instead upgrade your weapons with your runes instead.
Yeah.
So but the final one that was announced is one that we kind of already know, is the Shadow Strike, which is bow transportation. So saying like if you're stood on a plank and then like on the building across from you, you can see an orc there, and there's not seeing you. You can go into Wraith mode, shoot Shadow Strike with your bow, and then you travel all the way over to the guy with just kind of like that one shot, and then you can kill him without him really noticing you was there. It's been shown in, I think, in all the gameplay trailers so far. Do you know what I'm on about, George?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And again, more Wraith abilities are announced, and I think the Wraith abilities look cool.
I like Wraith abilities.
Like we've known about 6 or 7 now. And there's like flamethrower, there's like pull in and stuff like that. There's like the general kind of like ones that you know. But one thing that we've seen from the game so far is that they look good on like one-on-one, but in a group they're not overpowered, if you know what I mean. Like if you're one-on-one, then like yeah, you can use it to take someone out. But if you're like 7 or 8 orcs around you, you can't just use them. You can't just use them on every single orc to wipe them out, or else someone will attack you and stuff like that.
I wonder, like the oh shit moment.
Yeah.
I wonder, can you like call in orcs to help you kind of stuff?
Yeah. Well, no, you can have an army of orcs with you before you go in. Say like you're going to.
Can you call one while you're mid battle though?
You probably could, but probably take a while to get there, depending on where he is. Yeah. And the next thing is that there are these monsters they're called Graugs, Graugs. They're monsters hidden. They only live in Mordor, and if you're not really sure what they are, they're kind of like a form of troll. That's kind of what they look like, but they're different in that because they're much quicker than trolls, like, and they are similar but different, if you know what I mean. Like they've got the similar way. Like if you see one, you'd probably think that's a troll, but they're not, because you can actually control Graugs with your Wraith abilities, but you cannot control trolls. So yeah, and you can actually ride them. So you can sit on their like necks and like ride them into battle. So not only can you ride wargs, you can ride Graugs, and Graugs are huge. So you can just kind of like fuck shit up.
Right, cool. Fucking shit up. Everyone likes fucking shit up, especially me.
Yes. And yeah, there was like a Fanitation trailer. Which was giving more info on the characters by Nakvi, which is just like an independent channel that put it onto Wikia, and it just gives extra info on the characters. It's good to give it a look if you're interested in that kind of stuff. The link will be in the description, and Yeah, it's just kind of like symbolising on other stuff like that was in the trailer that some people may not have seen. Is like there's a little clip of Sauron in his fair form, which means when when you go into the Wraith world, you're seeing what it'd be like if he was just a normal human.
Mm.
Yeah, so you get to see that kind of thing, which people kind of like was like, oh my god, when they realised that that was Sauron in his fair form, because we've never seen that before in any film or anything. So yeah, some Lord of the Rings fans can have an orgasm about that if they wish.
Yep.
And yep, and in the interview after Comic-Con with, I think it was a Joystick, but I'm not sure who it was with. But Deplatier says there is no final boss, but many,
Oh god.
which means that we can speculate on this, George. What do you think it will mean?
All the fucking orcs you fucking hate you go like, fuck you, and like come together.
Yeah, like there's some people saying that you're going to be facing them all at once. I doubt, highly doubt. I think they're going to be like little stage ones. You know, like there'll be stage ones that like ones that like lead you up to the big one. It would lead you up to a big one, but there's going to be so many big ones across the time for you to kind of like take out, if you know what I mean, or control. So it's good not to. You're not kind of having that one bad guy, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Yeah, you're kind of having, well, many, as Deplatier put it. So yeah, and then like one last piece of info that he kind of put into the Q&A is that he also said that if there is going to be any sequels, or if Middle Earth is going to be turned into a series, then it will take place if the game does well with sales and ratings. So if the game does well with sales, then Monolith may decide to make another, or Warner Other Games will decide to make another Middle Earth game. But yeah, they asked if they've any got, the interviewer asked if they've got any ideas on that, and I said not at the minute because they're just so focused on this one. So probably they've got ideas, but they're not talking about them yet because they don't want to. So like it's kind of like a general thing with films and games, or well, with any entertainment franchise really, that if something does well, they're going to give you more of it, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like the perfect example I can give is Star Wars. In the film industry, they started with the fourth one first because that was the only standalone film, and then they said to George Lucas, if this film does well, then we'll give you the money to finish the trilogy. And Star Wars didn't actually do that well. Not many people really know what it is.
Yeah, it did
So
shit.
yeah, that's kind of a bad example. I think only a handful of people have actually seen it. So
Right.
yeah.
I don't even know why they're remaking it. It's that shit. They're making another episode.
Yeah, making episode 7. Why would they do that? Why? It's not that. It's not really popular.
No.
Yeah, but yeah. 17 magazines at E3 named Shadow of Mordor the best game at E3, which is quite remarkable.
Right, good.
That is like, that's a lot of magazines. Like, that's just not like the God 1 or 2 that they've probably paid off. That's a lot.
Can I just say
By the way, that was a joke. Don't hate on me. That was a joke.
Yeah. Can I just make something there?
What?
13 is a good number for Shadow Mordor.
Sorry?
Shadow, like 13 is good, but The Last of Us got like 200.
It was 17.
What is it? What do you mean?
It's 17 magazines.
Yeah, as I say, like The Last of Us got 200 magazines saying that's the best game of E3 last year, a couple of years ago.
Mm.
It's a good number for a game that's not actually.
Well, it
Even
wasn't
though
expected.
As I say, as I say, the Shadow Mordor to us is looking like a big game, but to some people, I don't think that many people actually really know about it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I reckon it will be known.
Oh yeah. Like
Once some big YouTubers review it and stuff, that's when it will start getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like stepping into now. Like, not many people knew what it. Not really people kind of like followed it until really like just before E3 when the hype started getting on. So yeah, like, and what else is there? There's like do you know that they do that the E3 awards, which is just like a little award thing. It was nominated for 45 like game nominations at the E3 Awards. So again, a good number for kind of like a game that not many people were really expecting to be up there when there's games like The Witcher there and things like that. And so like well, it's been a really successful E3. Like, I think we're not biased in saying that it was probably the most successful E3 it could have hoped for, really, because you're not. It's not going to steal the limelight away from games like Dragon Age and The Witcher in that, but it kind of took a big step up, I think, in publicity.
I agree.
Yeah, and oh, hang on, I've lost the page. And a couple of game magazines, including Australian Game Squad and Kotaku, have actually nicknamed Shadow Mordor as the darling surprise of E3. And
Fair enough.
it's a good title. So yeah, like they're all aboard in the hype train, and like you can really see that in our views.
It's a Costa Rica of games.
Yeah, like it's.
Everyone thought it was going to be, oh, we're not going to do that well.
Yeah.
And we went, fuck it! Nearly got to the semi-finals.
Well, like you can see in our views that we're getting in Shadow of Mordor weekly,
We're reaching like a K of near enough 750 views. Second to Shadow of Mordor is weekly. Nearly got 2K views, which is incredible for us.
Yeah, because like we're getting
Why can't you 2K people subscribe to us? You get to see a Shadow of Mordor every week without fail, apart from this last month. But
yeah,
God damn it, 2K people random. Be nice.
yeah.
Be nice, please.
So like yeah, like we like from the start off, like a few months ago, like we was getting around about 150 views. Now we're kind of getting like roughly, well, near enough 10 times that amount.
We're getting
views
500 plus guaranteed.
Yeah, because after E3 we've just shot up big time.
I'll just read out the recent views. It's pretty much all we really do is now is Shadow Mordor Weekly and Lore Series.
Yeah, and there's going to be game reviews coming out, like there's my Watch Dogs one coming out. It's taking a step back, but we'll talk about what we're going to be doing with the channel in the coming weeks after.
Like 688, 1,728, 1,085, 965.
Exactly.
Then just before E3 it was 223.
Exactly, yeah.
223 was the episode before E3. E3 at what episode? 962.
Yeah, so we've kicked on from there.
591 for 2 weeks before E3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we averaged like 100 and something plus.
Yeah, so there's going to be a special edition of the game, which
is always foreseeable in games.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be limited. I think if you just want to get one, you can get one, and it's going to have the hidden blade rune and all the different skins that you can get. So.
Is there like there'll be a metal case?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some
it's typical shit. You get the art book, you get the direct how we made the game kind of DVD.
Yeah.
You get, the skins and the little 3D model.
Yeah, the like yeah, all the like real life stuff that you can get. Like if I had more money, I'd probably get it. But like September and October and November are going to be massive spending months for me.
Especially
games.
with Eurogamer.
Eurogamer, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Which we're going to try our best to get some interviews if we can at that thing.
Yeah.
I want to bring I should get my new phone by then anyway, because I'm getting my phone for my birthday and we'll get a decent one with a decent camera.
Yeah, I'm getting a new phone soon anyway, because mine's fucked.
Utterly fucked. He can't talk on the phone long.
It's done.
He can't hear me.
It's done.
Should look after your stuff more. Because it ain't coming from me. That's coming from me, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
person who fucks up everything. My phone's been broken 5 times. My Nokia Luma, I don't even use it now because the screen don't work. God.
Yeah. Well, the last couple of pieces of news is that Shadow of Mordor will be released on September the 30th in America, but in UK and Australia it's October 3rd.
I never understand that. But
so an extra 4 days we have to wait. So.
But the thing is, Connor, the PS4 is not region locked.
Is it not?
So we can technically buy it from America and hope it can deliver over here in time.
Yeah. Well, if you do it like on Green Man Gaming or something like that, they usually send it like a few days before,
like,
don't they?
Yeah, so 3 days early. Depending on how strict it is, like GTA got Amazon said GTA 5 out early, like a week early in some cases. GTA 5 were pissed about that.
Yeah. Well, you would be, wouldn't you? Like, people could like release videos online and stuff.
They was like, for think it was first 2 weeks of the game being released, no one could upload any story videos.
Yeah.
They wanted everyone to be like, the story's mint, and not get spoiled by it.
Yeah. Well, the last little bit of news is that there's a little interview with Clayton Wilkinson about Warner Brother Games, and just like really, it was mainly about the future of Warner Brother Games. But when he was asked about Shadow of Mordor, he said, this is a direct quote, that Monolith has made Shadow of Mordor much, much better than anyone could have imagined.
So they literally thought, I can imagine Warner Bros. Say, "Oh, we'll fund this game," and then they're so like, this game's like, "Shit, this game's gonna be good."
Yeah.
Guys, let people fucking advertise the shit out of this game now.
Yeah.
Make us look good.
I think the thought of the game was going to be. I think the thought it was going to be good, like just like a nice little good game, but nothing like compared to like Batman or something like that, like the Arkhamverse. I don't think they was expecting it to be like that. When I think them two are going to kind of clash heads a bit when it comes to sales, and
which is always good for Warner Bros. Anyway.
yeah, exactly. Well, they're getting all the money in.
But like, yeah, I can imagine this rapper like you see, like just like swimming in money.
Yeah.
It seemed like the gif of a guy who's crying with money. It's like.
Well, that's all the news this week. But we're going to talk about a few little bits of the future of the channel that's going to be taking place. And do you want to talk about what's going to be happening more to the Law series, George?
Law series is like originally we were going to do Skyrim pictures, but we kind of decided that's the direction we're going away from. Because when I was editing the Lord of the Rings, the first episode, which I'm making kind of pop on our screen now, click on my phone, watch it.
Yep.
It's quite a good video.
There'll be a link at the end of the episode,
it's getting some decent feedback. I couldn't find like the appropriate screenshot because it's me editing. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings things, and I don't know what he wanted where. And communication between us two while I was editing this video is quite lackluster because we were both on holidays and different things. So I decided to use an original images, and we both agreed that it was better representation of what we wanted you to see. So we're doing that, and when do we say we're planning to get a new one out?
Well, we're probably not. Maybe.
Hopefully by September. Before September.
It'll be before September, I think. Hopefully, if we can. Hopefully by the end of next week.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard.
Hopefully, like it.
I've got a busy week with work, but that's when Connor can do his thing. His week of work this week, and next week I should be back to my weekend shift kind of routine.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is that we're going to see how quick it takes to edit for the next one.
Because this last one took me quite 7 hours consecutive editing, and and there's some things I do want to change on it. I want to.
Yeah, but if it goes, if it goes quickly, then we're gonna do it on a fixed schedule, maybe bi-weekly, and if we can do it really quick, then maybe weekly. But that's a big if.
We don't want to rush this. This is a
series. I'm just saying maybe.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, but if we can do it, we will do it. But it's a series we do want to keep maintenance high, and we just want to keep on improving any way we can.
Yeah.
The feedback we are getting from the Lord of the Rings fan on the subreddit is quite incredible. Really, I thought I was gonna get something like, "Oh, you're wrong." We did get a couple guys saying we mixing stuff up when we watched it.
And we wasn't really like.
It was getting, but we are completely 100% book law, aren't we, Connor?
Yeah, like people said, stick to the film law, but stick to the book law, not the film. And I made sure there wasn't one. There was the bits that were in the films were also in the books, and there's other bits that are actually in the Gandalf episode that happened in the books and not the film. And I think people got a little bit mixed up, but I'm not too sure.
And like you said, but how you say character names is really Matt's opinion.
Exactly. It's optional. It's like
Tolkien. Not really. We've got no proof of how to say it because Tolkien's dead. So.
Yeah. Well, you got his son, but that's not him. And it's
like Tolkien. I was reading. I've got the Hobbit and the special edition. It's quite interesting how he made the Hobbit. How he had no idea how big it was going. It's like, if it demands that, I will make another thing. He's like, he was quite pissed off because I used wrong images in the books.
Yeah.
It's like he wanted different images.
Well,
Indeed.
well, like, a perfect example of like pronunciation being dependent on the person is like Game of Thrones. George R. Martin says Brienne, he pronounces it Brienne, but in the show they call her Brienne.
It's
Brienne, sorry.
it's
So
like-
like it's dependent on the person.
Perfect example of this is GIF or GIF.
Yeah.
The own creators call it GIF, but I prefer GIF. I like how GIF sounds, so I'm going to keep on saying GIF. It's
Yeah.
my opinion. How you prefer, or scone, or scone. Scone.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's,
And there's so like what I'm going to be doing is that game reviews are going to be kicked into shift. Like I've done the script for the Watch Dogs one, and I'll be editing that soon. And then I'm going to try and do one a month, I think.
I kind of really want to do a TV show with you, kind of thing. Like, but I just don't know how to do it because
Yeah.
I really want to do a Vikings review. If you have not seen Vikings and you're still watching this and you like medieval gory shit, watch it. Connor's going to start watching it soon because I'm forcing him to. It is so.
And I'm
good.
forcing him to watch Game of Thrones because there's no better TV show out there.
It's just a matter of opinion, Connor.
There's no better. There's no better. Like any people who like say anything else, they're wrong. But there's no. It's fact. It's wrong.
Okay. What about
Yeah.
Breaking Bad?
What? They're wrong. People are wrong.
You only see Breaking Bad though.
Yeah, I don't care. They're wrong. When there's Game of Thrones out there, when anyone says anything's better, they're wrong.
Oh god.
Incorrect.
So I kind of do want to do something like that, but I have no idea. It's just a pre alpha. Say like
Yeah.
that. It may happen. It probably.
Like we'll probably have a discussion on it in a couple of weeks after we've
And
seen.
movie talk may return soon.
It will return probably on Wednesday because we're off to the cinemas soon, so we'll probably do it on that. So like we're getting shifted back into gear again, and one thing that like I'll be doing and George will probably help out with is I like the week before. Hello. Anyway, George has been disconnected, but something that I'm going to be doing is before, like a couple of weeks before Shadow Mordor comes out, every 2 days I'm going to be releasing a video of Shadow Mordor, sectors of the game, to kind of like give you people a brief outlook on what's going to be included into the game, and that's going to be building up from 2 weeks before to release, and that's something that I'll be doing and George will probably help out. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, donate, and also subscribe if you want to follow the Gorans. Goodbye.